to this quick and dirty unpacking of the Chema Fund. My name is Kaloben Vivian Boza and I'm with Bantu Consulting. Over the last 2 years, we've spent a bunch of time working with informal sector businesses, micro businesses and small businesses in order to understand exactly what happens in these industries, in this sector, and what are the challenges that they have and what are the opportunities that they're seeing that they could take advantage of in order to move from informal and formalize their business operations. So that is the reason why I think I could probably take a stab at the Chema Fund that has been recently launched by the government of Botswana. So I'm not going to get into the application process, I'm not going to get into the guidelines and everything, but I wanted us to kind of have a moment to talk about Chema and really acknowledge that this is not a grant, it is a loan. So that means that it has repercussions of any other loan, just like our car loans, our house loans, everything, it needs to be paid back. And for us to really get ourselves, before we even get to filling in the applications and talking about the guidelines, I wanted us to make peace with that. This is a loan, and I believe it's a 2.4% interest. So when you apply for it, you need to be sure and know and understand what you're getting yourself into. 50,000 Pula doesn't sound like a lot of money, but when you default on a loan of that amount, it can spell a lot of trouble for not just yourself, because I've seen that there is a part where you have to bring in a marriage certificate. So that means that your significant other could be involved as well as your family, your household income, any property that you own could be at risk. But we're still to get through the guidelines and find out what happens when things happen. So I wanted us to look at about 8 things that I think you should, as an informal sector business owner, think about, look into before you fill in the paperwork and get a loan. Okay? And the first things first, especially if you're brand new to a business and you want to start something new, please get in touch with somebody who's already in the same business. You know, and find out exactly what happens in the business. In my experience, most entrepreneurs I excited to share about their business. They're always looking forward to share what happens in the business, the ups and the downs, and any opportunities that are there. But you have to have the right approach. Guys, people are busy. So if you're going to be asking questions, prepare your questions ahead of time. Arrange to meet with the person and tell them what you're going to meet about and discuss those things. And make sure you're paying attention. Take some notes as well. Because again, you're getting into somebody else's time who's probably busy and you want to learn from them. So do that for yourself, okay? Some one-to-one really helps you understand exactly what that industry is about. Whether it is welding, it is carpentry, it is tuck shop running, it is whatever it is, as long as you're excited about it and you want to do it, then go find out more about it. Number 2 is craft a business model canvas. A lot of people have this misconception that people in the informal sector are not learned people, or that people in the informal sector cannot actually have something written about their business. I'm not saying a business plan. I'm not saying a whole comprehensive business plan, but this is a one-page snapshot of your business that you can use to even explain your business to somebody as young as 5 years old or 10 years old or so. And it can be done in the simplest ways possible. What the business model canvas does is it helps you really be able to hone in on exactly how your business is going to be running. So please avoid getting scared of the big words like a business model canvas, but that is one of the most amazing tools that you can ever use. Third, I want you to go and enhance the elephant, interact with the elephant in the room, money. What do you know about money? What do you understand about taking care of money in a business setting? This is not a personal setting. How should and all that? But now you're going to be doing business, which means you might be having to do orders for people. How do you communicate money? How do you balance? How do you make sure that how do you ensure that your stock doesn't run out or replenish? So go and find out those things. How to keep records, how to receipt. This is one thing that a lot of business, not just the informal, but we do have some formal businesses in this country that don't give you receipt when you buy. And that always troubles me because that means that they're not recording anywhere. And yes, the informal sector is notorious for not keeping records, but do this for yourself. If you're getting a risk, you're already putting your business in some level of risk as taking out a loan. So you want to make sure that you have some backup documentation of what happened to this money after you got it. Okay? So take a bookkeeping class. Learn how to balance those numbers. At Venture Consulting, we have a bunch of courses that can help you understand that. Again, I'm saying, we do not help you fill out the paperwork. We do not help you get the loan. Cedar and Leah are there for you, and they're going to walk you through the whole process. And there was a memo that was released just a couple of days ago, warning people against people like us in helping them apply. I think the forms are quite straightforward. They're very simple. So unless there is some kind of difficulties in reading and writing, yeah, that makes sense. You could need some help, but just make sure that you understand what you're getting yourself into. Number 4, create a budget or a forecast. Again, we're going back to that money issue. You know, if you're borrowing 50,000, just understand how far this 50,000 is going to take you in your business. It sounds like, you know, reasonable amount of money. 10,000 is good maybe for some business, but if you don't know how much or how long it will be before you run out of this money, then it's going to spell trouble, because at some point you get the money, you have to go and run the business, make a profit, pay back the money, and then you can come back again and borrow. But if you didn't budget enough in your loan request, you might find yourself in trouble. Another thing that I want you guys to remember when you put in that budget is throw in a contingency amount. That is the amount that I like to call a catch-all. It's not a miscellaneous amount. Miscellaneous is like we can do whatever we want, but this is just to guard against any risks that you might incur coming from transactions that were not really thought of at the beginning. Okay? The next thing I want us to look at, which is number 5, is streamline your processes to avoid delays. A lot of the times when we want to apply for a loan, we don't put our timelines in check. Okay? If you're going to do a capital loan, then a capital investment loan, that means that you're going to be buying machinery or buying something that is going to have to take time to get here. So don't forget, if you're on a 6 months before you pay or 12 months before you pay, make sure that you getting your business together after the loan allows you that time. Because if machine takes 4 months to get here, you have 2 months before you start paying. If you're on a 6 months plan, you have 2 months before you start paying. That time in that 2 months, is that enough time for you to get the business set up, get the customers coming in, buy and sell, get the trade, like, is that enough time? So look into how much time is really needed from the day that money will be coming into your account and you spending the money to create that money in, money out situation. Okay? Understand repayment terms. Again, back to that. Are you one of those in the working capital side where it's going to be after 6 months, or are you in the not working capital, but like capital investment for the business, machinery and stuff? That's 12 months lead time for you to start paying. Look at your plans. Is that enough time? Is that going to work for you and your business? If not, then find out from Leah and Cedar if there's any other wiggle rooms for you to adjust that repayment plan. But please, just like we've been seeing with youth grant and loan that's been offered, a lot of people 18 months shows up and they're like, oh my God, we have to pay the loan. Ow. Isn't it? Oh no, it's like you had some 18 months in June of the following year. But now it's March this year and you're just like starting to figure it out. Because what? Things take time. Business takes time. So let's give ourselves the time to think through these things, guys. This is a loan. Now, please, when you have a chance, inquire. I've seen updates on, there will be capacity building workshops with Cedar and Leah. So please make sure you ask relevant questions when you're there. Ask also about the loan support. Find out, okay, what does this look like if you're not able to pay your loan? Okay, I know we are all going to pay back our loans and then take another loan again and do the whole thing. But in the event that something happens, you get into an accident, you can't perform the services that you are going to do using the loan. What are the details around that? You know, what if you set up a business in a space and the whole place burns down? Like, what's going to happen to us, and how long does it take for that thing to happen? You know, if there's jail time, if there is persecution, if there's mediation, we need to be sure of what could happen and how all of that will affect everybody else that is in our lives. Don't forget, again, they ask for Form A and Form B. They're asking for a lot of things about our hotlas, about where we live. So we need to make sure that we protect ourselves from any risks that are coming our way. And then lastly, please establish accountability partnerships. I'm not saying your friend, I'm not talking about your bestie to come and support you. No, you want somebody who's ideally in business as well, or in a similar business, who can help push you. If you're starting a business or if you're expanding, that means you're going to need to do a little bit more than what you've been doing. So make sure that you have somebody who can hold you accountable and tell you when you're slacking and help you see other opportunities as well. One thing I've realized in the informal sector is that we all have WhatsApp. We're all communicating. We're all on Facebook. We know when there is meetings that are being called, and we need to encourage each other to come to those meetings so that we can all benefit and learn more. Okay? So I think that's about it that I had for this session. If you guys are interested, we're going to be coming together with my team and the other informal businesses that we have, because a lot of people have been emailing us saying, can you help us apply, can you help us apply? But again, we don't have any charges for that, but we're going to do some group sessions so that all of us can apply at the same time. Please familiarize yourself with the forms. If there's affidavits that you need to go and get those certified. Whatever it is that you need, if there is call for some documentation that you don't have, go and get that and put it in place. Do a little stack there, and then we're just going to have review sessions, okay? We're not, and they're going to be free. We're going to do them online. I believe we're going to do it live in News 25 as well, or in BW Bantu Consulting. So if you're interested, we're going to share some details as the weeks go. But hey guys, chema is here. We are all excited. 500 million pula is good money. Oh, quick tip. Has anybody looked at 500 million pula and divided it by 50,000 to find out how many people can get 50,000? That is your homework, if you haven't looked. Because people are asking, are we going to run out of money? Am I going to be able to get it if I don't get it right now? Well, I don't know. Your tip for today is go and find out what is 500 million pula divided by 50,000 pula. How many people are going to get a piece of the pie? Alright, that's all from me. Thank you.